At what point is this dysfunction a reflection on your leadership?
When I replace my board.
Are you punishing your political opponents?
No, not at all. I'm a fear God person, God-fearing person, that I don't touch stuff like that.
That's the car right here. Bullets riddled cars of a vocal opponent of Mayor Tiffany Henyard.
Walking on eggshells, so to speak. They're afraid to have an opinion about anything or to fulfill their duties.
Since taking office in 2021, Henyard has repeatedly clashed with residents and fellow elected officials, even locking trustees out of Village Hall amid a dispute.
This is the second time she did this.
That was 2021. 2 years later, dysfunction is still the definition of a Dalton Village board meeting.
You the ones that's costing the village money.
Okay. I don't have that call.
All right. Okay.
What was she supposed to do? You wanted her to expound? Don't drag out the meeting.
I made the motion.
Now, this happened back in July, but they're just publishing it. At approximately 6:30 a.m. on Friday morning, July the 14th, former Dalton Village trustee Valeria Stubbs was the unfortunate recipient of at least 9 rounds fired into her vehicle. 9 rounds in the small village of Dalton, Illinois. Stubbs was vocal opponent of Mayor Tiffany Henyard while she was a trustee for the village and continues to vocally oppose her apparent lawless actions. So they have a video below. After at least 9 rounds were fired, you could see 2 individuals running from the alley and get into a white vehicle which speeds off in the direction of the camera after they got into it. This cannot be permitted to continue. And this is her car. This is the car. It looked like a Mercury. What kind of car is that? It looked like a Nissan. Or maybe a Ford. Anyway, you think somebody will be able to identify that if they do police work and you only got 20,000 residents? How many people living in the township of Dalton? Or what is it? The village or whatever that township that she's over? Thornton Township. So they got 165,000 people in Thornton Township. Well, they're saying it's 157 in Thornton. But this lady, was she in Thornton Township or Dalton Village? They didn't say where she's located at, but I mean, you can narrow it down. White vehicles look like a 2003 or something like that, maybe 2005. You can narrow it down to what type of vehicle it is. Somebody that knows cars in the police department, they could pinpoint that type of car. Like, oh yeah, that's such and such type of car. You know, I'm pretty sure there's a lot of men out there that could, not even on the police force, they could figure out what type of car this is. I'm pretty sure. And so we can't say it's Tiffany Henyard, but who would target? Who would target your political, not even political opponent, just a person that don't like you? Who would target somebody? To me, it's a little bit on the ridiculous side. You guys let me know. Put it in the chat. And you know what? I said this was my last story, but no, I have one more because this, to me, this is really, this needs to be put out there. She's abusing her power. On this one, it says claims of political targeting spark drama in Dalton. And it's a town in turmoil. Village board meetings erupt into chaos amid allegations of misspending and harassment, and lawsuits accuse officials of targeting political opponents. It's becoming a regular occurrence in South suburban Dalton.
to target her political opponents.
Investigative reporter Ben Bradley has the story.
For decades, the Shaw brothers ran politics in and around South suburban Dalton. Their antics were legendary, but now there's a new leader in town. She calls herself the people's super mayor, but that's not how some of the people would characterize her leadership.
68, show me 23.
The night of June 10th, police arrived at this truck yard in Dalton, owned by Lawrence Gardner.
How are you?
I don't know. I was doing good till you got here.
The reason police responded depends on who you ask. In this report, officers said it was for an ordinance violation for hosting a group of bikers at his business without a license. But Gardner has a different take.
Okay. It's what it is.
Well, so here we go.
He says he's been repeatedly harassed for not supporting Dalton Mayor Tiffany Henyard.
We taking care of all the business, right? All the business.
You can't stop me from closing my gate.
Last time I'm gonna say it, sir.
Okay.
Please stop.
I'm not.
Okay.
The standoff that night ended with Gardner in handcuffs.
I'm tired of them. They've been harassing me for months and months and months.
Have a seat, please, sir.
And charged with misdemeanor obstructing an officer.
How do I matter you?
With the gate. It's all on body cam, no big deal.
The charge eventually dropped. Case closed, right? Not quite. Gardner claims the harassment continues.
I'm suffering. They destroyed my trucking company. They shut my store down.
And he's not alone. Others in town are sharing similar stories of alleged retaliation for not supporting this suburban mayor.
It's a regular occurrence. She uses the police force to intimidate residents.
The Dalton Park District's director said in her case, the mayor objected to a car show on park property and shut down the event.
It felt like an abuse of power. She used her entire police force to come in and prevent something from happening because things didn't go her way, really.
Some businesses, even village employees, are now suing Dalton.
I filed the lawsuit because I am a victim of retaliation.
Eris Montgomery is Dalton's deputy village clerk. In her complaint, filed last May in federal court, she claims the board increased her pay to $60,000, but the mayor ordered not to implement the raise because the clerk didn't support Henyard politically.
Can you imagine you get a job and you doing good at the job? Everybody's like, oh, you should get a raise. And this lady come along like, oh, she don't support me, so we're not going to implement the raise. Man, that's sad. And this is a black woman doing it to another black woman. What happened to the sister love? What happened to the sister love? What are you saying? Misogynistic and racism. You're being racist and misogynistic to your own people. That's ridiculous. That is crazy. I tell you, when black women, every horror story that I see, I work for myself, so I haven't experienced it in a long, long time. But everyone that I know, that when they talk about office drama, and it would be like some really crazy stuff, it's always involving another black woman that's like the supervisor or a woman, period. Men tend, sometimes you get stuff with men, but it's usually women doing it to other women, which is really sad. What happened to the feminist movement? What happened to sisterly love? Where is it all at? I guess it all goes away because you're not my political supporter.
People are...
It took 30 minutes of yelling just to agree on the order of the night's agenda. Some residents say they are fed up.
Until this administration starts respecting us as citizens, I'll be damned if I'm going to respect them as an administration.
3.5 hours later, we had a quick chance to chat with the mayor.
At what point is this dysfunction a reflection on your leadership?
When I replace my board.
Are you punishing your political opponents?
No, not at all. I'm a fear God person, God-fearing person, that I don't touch stuff like that.
I'm a fear of God. That she meant that. She fears. She wants other people to fear her of God. She's not God-fearing. She's really not. She's a tyrant.
I want people to know that I'm caring. I love what I do.
No, you don't.
I stay in the fire for them, and I bring products and produce things here in our community for them.
Her team said the mayor would not discuss any lawsuits or specific allegations of political targeting.
From my perspective, they're sort of kicking these cans down the road and not doing much to defend them.
Well, there you are.
Attorney Patrick Walsh represents Dalton's deputy clerk and another village employee, both of whom are suing the suburb, alleging they were victims of political retaliation.
We've had cases in other municipalities. It certainly happens, but not on this scale. They don't even take steps to try to hide it.
Gardner says he's also considering a lawsuit alleging the village illegally shut down his candy store.
I lost it all.
And his trucking business.
There's no freight. I just have a couple of friends that don't have anywhere to put their belongings, so I put the stuff in here to collect a couple of dollars to pay the rent.
Back in June, after Dalton had shut him down, Gardner's security cameras captured two people he insists were Mayor Henyard's henchmen.
Here it is. Here's the lock they cut.
The night of his arrest, Gardner asked if cops were the ones who cut his lock.
You know you shouldn't have cut that lock off and went in my property.
So again, I'm gonna say this and then I'm gonna let it go. Nobody cut a lock off your property.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
But Gardner's not giving up or giving in.
And then when I call and try to find out, it's always, you have to talk to the mayor. You got to talk to the mayor. Well, the mayor never answered the phone. Nobody else can say anything.
She is a tyrant. And I feel sorry for the guy because it looks like he's well-to-do. Why would you want to shut a business down? Don't you get taxes from his business operating in your city or county or township? But you rather shut him down. And like I said, what happened to all the black love? What happened to it? Where's the black love and where is it at? Black power and we need to stick with each other and all that stuff. I guess that's out the door if you don't agree with me, right? To me, it's really ridiculous. And we could say allegedly. She's allegedly doing this.